Hezbollah has expanded its drone campaign against Israeli military sites, announcing a series of coordinated aerial strikes at dawn Tuesday. In official statements released early in the morning, the group confirmed it carried out 2 separate drone operations targeting key Israeli military installations. The attacks, Hezbollah says, were in direct response to what it described as ongoing Israeli aggression against Lebanon. According to the statement, at approximately 6:30 a.m., a swarm of attack drones was launched toward the Meron base in northern Israel. The facility is known to serve as a critical hub for surveillance operations and the management of Israeli air activity. Hezbollah claims the drone strike successfully damaged one of the base's radar systems along with a command building inside the installation. The group did not provide further details on the extent of the damage, and there has been no immediate independent confirmation. Shortly after that announcement, Hezbollah issued a second statement confirming another drone operation, this time targeting the Nafah base in the Golan Heights. The Nafah base serves as the headquarters of the Israeli military's 210th Brigade, which is deployed along the northern front. Hezbollah said the base was struck as part of its expanding response campaign. These 2 operations follow an earlier strike carried out earlier today. In that operation, Hezbollah said it deployed a swarm of drones targeting radar sites and control rooms at the Ramat David airbase in northern Israel. The group stated that radar facilities and command infrastructure were the focus of that earlier attack, emphasizing that the operation was aimed at military capabilities. In its statements, Hezbollah said all 3 drone operations were conducted in response to what it described as criminal Israeli aggression that targeted dozens of Lebanese cities and towns. The group specifically referenced strikes on Beirut's southern suburb among the incidents prompting retaliation. Hezbollah also pointed to what it described as continued Israeli escalation over the past 15 months, including assassinations, bombardment, and what it called systematic destruction. The group said such actions, in its words, cannot go unanswered. At the same time, Hezbollah stressed that its strikes were directed exclusively at military targets. The group drew a distinction between its operations and Israeli attacks, accusing Israel of striking civilian areas. Hezbollah's drone campaign is escalating, with multiple bases hit in rapid succession at dawn, signaling a sharp widening of hostilities. Tensions remain at a boiling point as cross-border attacks continue, with both sides trading fierce accusations over strikes on military and civilian targets, raising fears of further escalation.
Hezbollah claimed responsibility for launching drones at Israel overnight, saying it targeted an Israeli air traffic control base on Mount Meron and the Ramat David air base. The group also said it fired rockets at an Israel Defense Forces position in the Golan Heights at around 6:30 a.m., describing the attacks as part of its ongoing confrontation with Israel. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed that air defenses intercepted 2 drones launched from Lebanon. According to the military, there were no reports of impacts inside Israeli territory, and no injuries were recorded. In a separate incident, a short while later, 5 rockets were fired from Lebanon toward northern Israel, triggering sirens in the Galilee Panhandle. The IDF said it intercepted some rockets while allowing others to land in open areas, according to protocol, indicating they did not threaten populated locations or critical infrastructure. Israeli authorities said emergency services were placed on alert, but there were no immediate reports of casualties or significant damage from the overnight exchanges. Beirut woke to fire. Before dawn, Israeli warplanes roared low over Lebanon's capital, unleashing airstrikes on the southern suburbs after Hezbollah launched rockets and drones toward a military base near Haifa. The escalation comes amid surging regional tensions following the reported killing of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei. Plumes of thick smoke rose over residential districts in Dahiya as explosions shattered windows and jolted families awake. According to the Israel Defense Forces, the strikes began after Hezbollah fired a barrage targeting the Mishmar HaCarmel missile defense site south of Haifa. The IDF said it intercepted at least one projectile, while others landed in open areas. No Israeli casualties were reported.
Hezbollah opened fire last night. He knew exactly what he was doing. We had warned him. He will pay a very heavy price for this. We are fully prepared, indeed very well prepared. We have mobilized nearly 100,000 reserve soldiers. Dozens of battalions, brigades and divisions are positioned to defend our northern border and are ready for all possible scenarios, both in defense and in offense. All of our options are currently on the table. We are continuously conducting situational assessments, and all options, every single option, is on the table.
The Israeli Air Force launched multiple waves of strikes across Lebanon, hitting Beirut's Dahiya suburb, the Bekaa Valley, and southern regions near Tyre. Israel's Chief of Staff, Eyal Zamir, told troops to prepare for many days of intense fighting, declaring the start of what he described as an offensive campaign against Hezbollah.
We have launched an offensive campaign against Hezbollah. We are not just on the defensive, Firona. We are now going on the offensive. We need to prepare for several days of very intense fighting. Strong defensive readiness is required, and continuous offensive action now, in waves, all the time, and of course constantly seizing opportunities.
Urgent evacuation warnings were issued for approximately 55 villages and towns in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley, signaling expectations of prolonged confrontation.
The first time, three explosions went off. A little while later, we went up to the roof and found that 3 explosions had been right behind us, amidst the smoke. But after about 10 minutes, another explosion occurred directly behind us, and we all rushed downstairs to escape. Then, after another 10 minutes or so, the final strike came down.
There were 3 consecutive airstrikes, one right after the other. And thankfully, by God's grace, we found them all safe and sound, and we were able to bring them back with us.
Hezbollah, for its part, said the assault on northern Israel was retaliation for Khamenei's killing and was carried out in defense of Lebanon and its people. The consequences on the ground are mounting. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 31 people were killed in Israeli strikes. Scores of residents fled Beirut's southern suburbs as smoke billowed from damaged buildings and the sound of warplanes echoed overhead. Associated Press journalists reported buildings shaking violently as explosions ripped through the early morning calm. Lebanese government officials had previously urged Hezbollah not to enter the conflict in support of Iran, fearing a devastating new war. Now that fear may be materializing.